Hello students, welcome to the lecture on enterprise system, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives: explain the evolution of ERP systems, describe the ERP implementation, discuss the supply chain management SCM, define the modules in SCM, describe customer relationship management CRM, explain phases knowledge management, define e-governance. Let's start with the concept of enterprise system. An enterprise system is a packaged application that supports and automates business processes and manages business data. They come with pre-implemented and customizable modules that reflect best practice for common business operations. Business data from different functional areas are integrated and kept consistent across the organization. A characteristic of enterprise system is their complexities, both in terms of business data and in the way they affect the organization's business practices and individual work tasks. The term enterprise system is often used synonymously with enterprise business application or with the more restricted term enterprise resource planning ERP system. We will be in this document base the discuss on ERP systems, though the conclusions are equally valid for other types of enterprise system.
For the first time in history, CEOs believe that technology has become the most important external factor impacting their organizations and driving change. Technology has become vital to generating new business value, delivering new services, and capturing new markets. The question is, will your IT infrastructure block or enable change? By embracing smarter computing, information and technology teams are radically rethinking how they can take advantage of new cloud, data, and security strategies on enterprise systems, the servers, storage, and software at the core of their enterprise IT infrastructure. To drive change, businesses must shift IT investment from maintenance to initiatives that generate new value. Organizations can drive new levels of infrastructure efficiency and agility with a scalable and secure enterprise private cloud. In fact, in a recent IBM study of CIOs, 60% ranked cloud computing as high priority in their strategic plans. CIOs can ensure the service and security levels their lines of business require for the most critical business applications with enterprise systems. These systems provide a centrally managed pool of servers and storage that can lower costs by maximizing resource utilization and staff productivity. And by gaining the economics of cloud computing, they can help fund new initiatives like business analytics. In order to provide new opportunities and mitigate risk, organizations want to unlock the value of their data from inside and outside the business. They're shifting from business intelligence based on historical information to gaining actionable insights from operational data. Enterprise systems run critical processes and hold key financial and operational data, and they can provide the scale, capacity, and efficiency to add advanced and operational analytics. And by ensuring continuous availability of the data and applications, they enable informed, timely business decisions across the enterprise. Organizations are exploiting these new insights as they explore new ways to reach and engage their clients. But new digital services open the door to more sophisticated security threats. Today, a data breach can cost millions, and that does not include the immeasurable impact of damaged consumer trust and brand reputation. Security is no longer just an IT issue. It's a boardroom imperative for trust, loyalty, and success. Enterprise systems from IBM deliver peace of mind for your business, your partners, and your clients through unmatched security for data and applications. They're secure by design, with robust encryption of data at rest and in flight. With strict isolation for sensitive applications and data in virtualized environments, they also help organizations manage risk and control the costs of compliance. Enterprise systems can help organizations meet the critical challenges of the new information era by providing an ideal foundation for private clouds, by ensuring data is always available and accessible, and by delivering the highest levels of security, protecting mission-critical data. The world is changing. Is As your infrastructure
Let us now discuss the evolution of ERP systems. The evolution of ERP systems closely followed the spectacular developments in the field of computers, hardware and software systems. During the 1960s, most organizations designed, developed and implemented centralized computing systems, mostly automating their inventory control system using inventory control packages (IC). These were legacy systems based on programming languages such as COBOL, ALGOL and Fortran. Material requirements planning (MRP) systems were developed in the 1970s, which involved mainly planning the product or parts required according to the master production schedule. Following this route, new software systems called manufacturing resource planning (MRP2) were introduced in the 1980s with an emphasis on optimizing manufacturing processes by synchronizing the materials with production requirements. ERP systems and organizations. It is generally a misleading perception that implementing an ERP system will improve organization functionalities overnight. The high expectations of achieving all-round cost saving and service improvements is very much dependent on how good the chosen ERP system fits to the organizational functionalities and how well the tailoring and configuration process of the system matches with the business culture, strategy and structure of the organization. Overall, an ERP system is expected to improve both backbone and front-end functions simultaneously. ERP systems architecture. ERP vendors mostly experience from MRP and financial software services fields realize the limitations of the old legacy information systems used in large enterprises of the 1970s and 1980s. Some of these old systems were developed in-house while others were developed by different vendors using several different database management systems, languages and packages, creation island of no compatible solutions unfit for seamless data flow between them. An ERP system is required to have the following characteristics. Modular design comprising many distinct business modules such as financial, manufacturing, accounting, distribution, etc. Use centralized common database management system (DBMS). The modules are integrated and provide seamless data flow among the modules, increasing operational transparency through standard interfaces. They are generally complex systems involving high costs. Different ERP vendors provide ERP systems with some degree of specialty, but the core modules are almost the same for all of them. Some of the core ERP modules found in the successful ERP systems are accounting management, financial management, manufacturing management, production management. on to the next topic, we will be studying ERP implementation. The purchase and strategic use of enterprise resource ERP systems by organizations has been offered as solutions to surviving in the emerging e-based economy by both practitioners and research alike. ERP systems have been heralded as the integrated mechanism for organizations promising enhanced efficiency and effectiveness. Yet, as the media has recently reported, many companies have not realized the promise of this new technology. There is no dearth of trade and popular accounts depicting troubled and oftentimes failed ERP implementations. Information system IS implementations in general are notoriously difficult. However, ERP implementations pose more difficult technological and organizational changes than traditional implementations. Given the relative newness of ERP systems, there is a dearth of literature comprehensively examining how these systems fit the organization in which they are implemented. However, we have recently begun to see the emergence of studies examining the implementation of ERP systems. For instance, examine variables that lead to an improved functionality enhancement process. They found that swift trust from the occupational community, conflict resolution, reciprocity, and informal networks impact functionality enhancement of an ERP system. Information systems fit and rational choice. In general, some of the more consistent factors that have been found to influence technology acceptance include top management support, users' attitudes and resistance toward change, and relative advantage of IS as perceived by user. Relative advantage is the degree to which a technology is perceived as having greater benefits than other alternatives. In other words, the technology ranks higher in positive characteristics than do other practices, tools, or techniques. Generally speaking, the existing implementation literature has helped us develop a better understanding of IS implementation, but has fallen short in providing a rich picture of the implementation landscape. Most studies focus on small pieces of the MIS implementation puzzle without considering larger issues, namely the less tangible social is representation of an information system that is steady, clear-cut and logical and excludes other areas or organizational activity. When considered, social issues are seen as distraction or complications in what would otherwise have been straightforward technical problems. Put another way, social issues often become relegated to the status of explanatory pieces as secondary patches only after technical explanations have somehow failed. People do not figure in as social agents actively involved in constructing their work environments. The neglect of organizational issues has long been seen as a contributor to system failures and successes. Beginning with identification of organizational behavior problem and running throughout research of the past decade, researchers have found that non-technical issues are major contributors to system failures. Let's know the meaning of supply chain management, SCM. One of the most significant paradigm shifts of modern business management is that individual businesses no longer compete as solely autonomous entities but rather as supply chains. Business management has entered the era of inter-network competition. Instead of brand versus brand or store versus store, it is now supplier's brand store versus supplier's brand store or supply chain versus supply chain. In this emerging competitive environment, the ultimate success of this single business will depend on management's ability to integrate the company's intricate network of business relationships. Increasingly, the management of multiple relationships across the supply chain is being referred to as supply chain management (SCM). Strictly speaking, the supply chain is not a chain of businesses with one-to-one, business-to-business relationships, but a network of multiple businesses and relationships. SCM offers the opportunity to capture the synergy of intra and intercompany integration and management. In that sense, SCM deals with total business process excellence and represent a new way of managing the business and relationship with other members of the supply chain. Thus far, there has been relatively little guidance from academia, which in general has been following rather than leading business practice. Supply chain management is the integration of key business processes from end users through original suppliers that provide products, services, and information that adds value for customers and other stakeholders. There is a basic pattern to the practice of supply chain management. Each supply chain has its own unique set of market demands and operating challenges, and yet the issues remain essentially the same in every case. Companies in any supply chain must make decisions individually and collectively regarding their actions in 5 areas. Production. What products does the market want? How much of which products should be produced and by when? This activity includes the creation of master production schedules that take into account plant capacities, workload balancing, quality control, and equipment maintenance. Inventory. What inventory should be stocked at each stage in our supply chain? How much inventory should be held as raw materials, semi-finished or finished goods? The primary purpose of inventory is to act as a buffer against uncertainty in the supply chain. Transportation. How should inventory be moved from one supply chain location to another? Air freight and truck delivery are generally fast and reliable, but they are expensive. Shipping by sea or rail is much less expensive but usually involves longer transit times and more uncertainty. Who a company is and what it can do is shaped by its supply chain and by the markets it serves. Information. How much data should be collected and how much information should be shared? Timely and accurate information holds the promise of better coordination and better decision making. With good information, people can make effective decisions about what to produce and how much, about where to locate inventory and how best to transport it.
Corporate social responsibility today is absolutely part of everything we do. It is absolutely part of our mind, our body, our soul. So Bombardier has aggressive goals. And in order to achieve those goals, we need all of our stakeholders involved and all of our stakeholders engaged, our employees, our suppliers, our customers. CSR is something that brings all of that together and bringing the power of all of those stakeholders in order to move Bombardier forward into the future and to achieve our goals.
Bombardier definitely adopts a long-term vision with its suppliers. We want to create and build a supply chain that's made of world-class suppliers.
It's really interesting the way we work with Bombardier because we have really the feeling to be a real partner of Bombardier. So we have a lot of discussions together and feedback about what we should do in order to improve our performance in the future.
Bombardier has deployed a supply code of conduct to ensure our suppliers adhere to the same principle as Bombardier in terms of corporate social responsibility. We've deployed that code to all of our major suppliers. To this day, 245 suppliers adhere to it. So it's not an option. Every new supplier has to have adhere to the code of conduct. Bombardier Aerospace collaborates in many respects with its suppliers to advance all the corporate social responsibility matters.
Bombardier has been a key element about what we have to do in terms of environment problems and in terms also of the behavior we have to show inside and outside our company.
Bombardier Aerospace collaborates with its suppliers on many aspects that go beyond environmental or social aspects. Bombardier Aerospace did put in place in 2011 a CSR award. The intent is to recognize our suppliers who perform and excel in corporate social responsibility.
Bombardier really wants to establish local roots in the communities where it operates. We want to make sure that all the communities where Bombardier is present will benefit from our presence.
Our biggest challenge is probably that we deal with many major companies, our direct suppliers, and they have themselves a large and very deep supply chain. So that's all the more important that we work closely with our direct suppliers to have a common approach, a common philosophy, and ensuring they have themselves the right plans in place to control their own supply chain.
Our goal is to continue to be a good partner of Bombardier and to make sure that together we can achieve good level of satisfaction for their customers. So that is our real goal for the next years.
So our vision in CSR as well as in supply chain is to become a world leader. And what's important is we can only do this all together across Bombardier and all together across the communities we work in, including our suppliers, including agencies, including governments, to make sure that our environmental footprint continues to improve.
Customer Relationship Management, CRM. In marketing literature, the terms customer relationship management and relationship marketing have been used interchangeable to reflect a variety of themes and perspectives. Some of these themes offer a narrow functional marketing perspective, while others offer a perspective that is broad and somewhat paradigmatic in approach and orientation. Types variation of CRM. These are several different approaches to CRM with different software packages focusing on different aspects. Operational CRM. Operational CRM provides support to front office business processes, example to sales, marketing and service staff. Interactions with customers are generally stored in customers' contact histories and staff can retrieve customer information as necessary. Operational CRM processes customer data for a variety of purposes. Managing campaigns, enterprise marketing automation, Salesforce automation, sales management system, analytical CRM. Analytical CRM analyzes customer data for a variety of purposes. Designing and executing targeted marketing campaigns. Designing and executing campaigns, example, customer execution, cross-selling, upselling, analyzing customer behavior in order to make decisions relating to product and services, example, pricing, product development. Management information system, example, financial forecasting and customer profitability analysis. Analytical CRM generally makes heavy use of data mining. Benefits of CRM. Studies by the US-based Brain and Company have shows that a customer becomes more profitable with time because the initial acquisition cost exceeds. When an organization retains the customer, it gets a larger share of the customer's wallet at a higher profit. 1% increase in sale to existing customer increase profits by 17%, while the same amount of sale to new customers increased profit by only 3%. Marketing benefits of CRM. CRM will gradually reduce organizations' dependence on periodic surveys to gather data. Collection of data related to buying and consuming behavior will be an ongoing process. In many cases, the transaction data is automatically collected, sometimes real time, as in the e-commerce transaction. Phases knowledge management. However, not only technologies are changing faster, but also products and product lines, laws, etc. Therefore, the focus is on how to speed up knowledge creation and sharing. Although every organization has somehow dealt with knowledge since its beginning, this does not mean that it is easy to control and steer KM processes. Organizations cannot truly manage knowledge because it is tacit or internal to individuals. However, they can manage the environment necessary for the community of practice to flourish and share information that is product of that knowledge. Definitions of knowledge management. In the domain of KM, multiple different attempts to categorize, classify and define knowledge and related terms have been undertaken in the past and are still questioned. Widen or change presents an overview over this development. Knowledge. Knowledge is used as an overall term without making a further difference between wisdom, intelligence, creativity, etc. A common expression for knowledge is information in action, therefore, information applied for a purpose. Thereby, it is pointed out that knowledge is context specific. Knowledge management. According to the above definition of knowledge, KM is the overall task of managing the process of knowledge creation, storage and sharing, as well as the related activities. Generally speaking, this has to include the identification of the current state, the determination of needs and the improvement of affected processes in order to address these needs. Consequently, KM products are improved projects. Knowledge levels. The following different levels of knowledge can be differentiated. Firstly, a distinction has to be made between internal and external knowledge. Internal knowledge is adapted to a specific needs of an organization, while external knowledge is on a more general level and needs to be adopted before it can be utilized inside an organization. KM system. A KM system is the overall product produced when the KM processes model is applied. It consists of a number of KM domains and according defined KM processes that are linked with other organizational processes, and it incorporates tools and techniques to be used in these. General KM issues. This section presents a summary of the important influencing factors related to managing knowledge. These including the nature of knowledge, the nature of people and organizational environments. Each of these has a remarkable impact on KM. The nature of knowledge. The ongoing discussion about defining knowledge or related term is a sign of both the complexity of these topics and the various different viewpoints which the issue can be approached from. E-governance. E-government is a way for governments to use the new technologies to provide people with more convenient access to government information and services, to improve the quality of our services and to provide greater opportunities to participate in other democratic institutions and processes. E-government provides with some tremendous opportunities to move forward in the 21st century with better quality, cost-effective government service and a better relationship between citizens and their government. Benefits of e-governance. E-governance offers a new way forward, helping improve government processes, connect citizens and build interactions with and within our civil society. Automation. Replacing current human executed processes with involved accepting, storing, processing, outputting or transmitting information. For example, the automation of existing clerical functions, Informatization supporting current human executed information processes. For example, supporting current processes of decision making, communication, and decision implementation. Transformation supporting new human executed information processes. For example, creating new methods of public service delivery. These change potentials in turn can bring singly or in combination 5 main benefits to governance for development. Governance that is cheaper, producing the same outputs at lower total cost. Governance that does more, producing more outputs at the same total cost. Governance that is quicker, producing the same outputs at the same total cost in less time. Governance that works better, producing the same outputs at the same total cost in the same time but to a higher quality standard. Governance that is innovative, producing new outputs. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. An enterprise system is a packaged application that supports and automates business processes and manages business data. The evolution of ERP systems closely followed the spectacular developments in the field of computer hardware and software systems. ERP systems have been heralded as the integrating mechanism for organizations, promising enhanced efficiency and effectiveness. E-governance is a way for governments to use the new technologies to provide people with more convenient access to government information and services, to improve the quality of services, and to provide greater opportunities to participate in our democratic institutions and processes. A customer organization may purchase a product in order to incorporate it into another product that they in turn sell the other customers.